right here on the Matrixxx Groove show. How is everyone today? With that, let me bring in my partner in justice, Shady Groove. Shady.
Hello. I'm here. What's going on, everybody? Great to be with you again on this lovely Thursday,
October 7th.
That was yesterday.
Wait, October 8th. Yeah, because this is Q post for yesterday. Yep. I'm hello. Future proofs past, guys. I promise.
That's all we're saying.
We had a pretty rip-roaring day yesterday. We had the debate. We had flies. We had websites put up before flies. And we're going to get all into that, Shady.
Yeah, I mean, today. there was a lot of activity yesterday.
A lot of activity. And hands down, Drudge Report, Univision, all had polls, and Pence won by over 70%.
Man, I tell you, that was pretty incredible to watch last night. I think that she just melted, really. I mean, that's what happened.
Well, she's I mean, I think I was getting frustrated with her being side by side, looking at Pence and making all these faces like a demon. I mean, I was just like, get out of my TV.
Well, you can't stop looking at it.
So let's go through these posts. This happened at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 15:07 and 51 seconds. This is 4818, Shady.
And this one says, threats, bribes, and blackmail being deployed at unseen levels. Dirty laundry, blackmail, controls DC. Why are they protected? Threats, bribes, and blackmail, or sharing of like beliefs? Dark secrets? Let's see what happens. Q.
Wow. Let's see what happens.
I liked the let's see what happens montage we played yesterday.
Yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it? Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see. And then, Shady, we get down into this one. Why don't you take that one, too?
How many people in D.C. does Clinton have dirt on? And how many people in D.C. does Clinton have had on the payroll? Ooh. Dark secrets. Q.
What about that? I mean, they've probably had half of Washington or more on the payroll.
I mean, at this point, you know, we can imagine by what we're seeing that pretty much they were all under the control. Anyone that had any power.
Yeah. So very interesting. And then let's see what happens. That is a very famous POTUS, saying. So very interesting. And then we got this. We got the Clinton Foundation, White House for sale, Q. You can't get more clear than that. They were selling they even stole Lincoln's, some Lincoln artifacts, I believe.
And they had to give them back.
And they were worth a lot less than they were. They were broke. Shady.
Well, she took everything. Remember that? Like she took the drapes and everything whenever they left the White House.
Oh my God, it's so disgusting.
They forced them to give a bunch of the stuff back.
Yeah.
The media didn't publish that, but that's what happened.
No, they didn't want to. They didn't want you to let you know that they're thieves. So, Shady, we had two of these with one minor change. This is what happens if Biden became POTUS, knowing he, through Hunter +1, took massive amounts of bribes to change, look the other way, U.S. policy towards Ukraine in favor of Ukraine. Would Ukraine own and control the White House? And then we've got this one right here. Let me see. 4821. What happens if Biden became POTUS knowing that he, through Hunter +2, you see that? Interesting. Took massive amounts of bribes to change, look the other way, U.S. policy towards China in favor of China. Would China own and control the White House? Q. That's interesting because you've got Hunter Biden plus Kerry, right? The Kerry's son, Heinz, through maybe Ukraine. And then you've got Hunter +2, which would be, with the brother is 1.5 billion in China.
Well, remember, James is the contract was Iraq.
Well, there's also the 1.5 billion in China. There's
from Hunter.
From Hunter. Okay.
Yep.
But who's the +2?
I'm not. Yeah, the +2. I mean, the +1. Originally, I was thinking maybe Devin Archer, but it's interesting that they're saying +2. The news is reporting that he had a liaison that was setting him up with the bank account to do the spending spree thing. So I'm kind of wondering maybe it's talking to some of the people that were, originally setting up the money laundering operation.
Right. And that could be, with the other hint above, the Clinton Foundation. So that could be Hillary and Bill and, whoever else. 4823, Shady.
Only the illusion of democracy. Only the illusion of for the people. For the first time in a long time, our republic or our POTUS stands with and for the people. All assets deployed.
All ass hats deployed, guys.
And man,
I like saying ass hats.
I know I can't resist. I almost said it instead of reading it right. but that, and I think that I'm not sure. I think you're getting close to what the president said yesterday. In the
next Q post.
Yeah,
should we do it?
Yeah, let's just play this because this is. I want you to pay extra attention to this. This is really, really interesting right here, guys. I mean, it's 4 minutes, 5 minutes, or something. But man, I kind of came out of my chair a little bit watching this yesterday.
All right, let's watch it
together.
Combat tactics, Mr. Ryan. Here we go.
Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president, and I'm standing in front of the Oval Office at the White House, which is always an exciting place to be. I got back a day ago from Walter Reed Medical Center. I spent 4 days there and didn't have to. I could have stayed at the White House, but the doctor said, because you're president, let's do it. I said, fine. You tell me what to do, and I'm going to listen. These are great professionals. They've done a fantastic job. And by the way, not only at Walter Reed, all over the country, we have the greatest doctors in the world. We have the greatest nurses, the greatest first responders, law enforcement, by the way, incredible. Firefighters, everybody, they're just great. We have great people. This is a great country. But I spent 4 days there, and I went in, I wasn't feeling so hot, and within a very short period of time, they gave me Regeneron. It's called Regeneron, and other things too, but I think this was the key. But they gave me Regeneron, and it was like unbelievable. I felt good immediately. I felt as good 3 days ago as I do now. So I just want to say we have Regeneron, we have a very similar drug from Eli Lilly, and they're coming out, and we're trying to get them on an emergency basis. We've authorized it, I've authorized it, and if you're in the hospital and you're feeling really bad, I think we're going to work it so that you get them and you're going to get them free, and especially if you're a senior, we're going to get you in there quick. We have hundreds of thousands of doses that are just about ready. I have emergency use authorization all set, and we got to get it signed now, and you're going to get better. You're going to get better really fast. This is things that nobody even thought of a few months ago. The job that the scientists, the labs, everybody have done is incredible. Then in addition to that, you have various other drugs that help a lot, but these, I view these, I know they call them therapeutic, but to me it wasn't therapeutic, it just made me better, okay? I call that a cure. So I want to get these things done. So we have to get them done. We have to get them approved. I want to get them to the hospitals where people are feeling badly. That's much more important to me than the vaccine. But on the vaccines, we have many companies that are in final stages for the vaccines. Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, Pfizer, all great companies, but many of them. And we're going to have a great vaccine very, very shortly. I think we should have it before the election, but frankly, the politics gets involved, and that's okay. They want to play their games. It's going to be right after the election. But we did it, nobody else. Nobody else would have been able to do it. The FDA has acted as quickly as they've ever acted in history. There's never been a time, and no president's ever pushed them like I pushed them either, to be honest with you. But the FDA is approving things in a matter of weeks that used to take a matter of years. So we have these drugs, Eli Lilly and the others that are so good, but they are, in my opinion, remember this, they're going to say that they're therapeutic, and I guess they are therapeutic. Some people don't know how to define therapeutic. I view it different. It's a cure. For me, I walked in, I didn't feel good. A short 24 hours later, I was feeling great. I wanted to get out of the hospital. And that's what I want for everybody. I want everybody to be given the same treatment as your president, because I feel great. I feel like perfect. So I think this was a blessing from God that I caught it. This was a blessing in disguise. I caught it. I heard about this drug. I said, let me take it. It was my suggestion. I said, let me take it. And it was incredible the way it worked, incredible. And I think if I didn't catch it, we'd be looking at that like a number of other drugs. But it really did a fantastic job. I want to get for you what I got, and I'm going to make it free. You're not going to pay for it. It wasn't your fault that this happened. It was China's fault. And China's going to pay a big price what they've done to this country. China's going to pay a big price what they've done to the world. This was China's fault. And just remember that. So we're going to get you the drug. It's going to be free. We're going to get it into the hospitals as soon as you can, as soon as we can. And you'll see some amazing things happen because we have our military is doing the distribution. It's called logistics. And they deliver hundreds of thousands of troops in a matter of days. This is easy stuff for them. Our general's all ready. We're waiting for the emergency use authorization. And the drug companies have just made a lot of it. So hopefully this is going to be not just a therapeutic, it's going to be much more than a therapeutic. You're going to get better, you're going to get better fast, just like I did. So again, a blessing in disguise. Good luck.
Good luck. And holding China accountable. And by the way, Shady, we just got a new president tweet at 1313, and you know what that means, Shady. It's kind of hard to explain, but look at this. 1313. Our president tweeted, "To my favorite people in the world." Let's listen.
So, to my favorite people in the world, the seniors. I'm a senior. I know you don't know that. Nobody knows that. Maybe you don't have to tell them, but I'm a senior. We are making tremendous progress with this horrible disease that was sent over by China. China will pay a big price for what they did to the world and to us. But we have medicines right now, and I call them a cure. I went into the hospital a week ago. I was very sick, and I took this medicine, and it was incredible. It was incredible. I could have walked out the following day, sooner. It was incredible the impact it had. And we're going to make that and others that are similar to it, almost identical, we're going to make them available immediately. We have an emergency use authorization that I want to get signed immediately. The FDA has moved at a level that they've never moved before. Things that would take 2, 3, 4 years are taking a matter of weeks or even sooner than that. And that's because of me. We're taking care of our seniors. You're not vulnerable, but they like to say the vulnerable, but you're the least vulnerable. But for this one thing, you are vulnerable, and so am I. But I want you to get the same care that I got. I got incredible care at Walter Reed, incredible doctors. And this medicine in particular, one medicine was unbelievable. You're going to get the same medicine. You're going to get it free, no charge. And we're going to get it to you soon. And the nice part is it's made by a number of companies. It's totally safe, but it's powerful against this disease. So we're going to get it out to you. We're going to take care of our seniors, all free. And I just want to thank you. And what we've gone through as a country is a horrible thing. My opponent, as you know, he talks, but he never did anything in 47 years. I did more in 47 months than he did in 47 years. He just talks. It's the same old thing. If it were up to him, you wouldn't have this. You wouldn't have anywhere near it for years. They wouldn't even be talking about anything like this. He had his chance with H1N1 swine flu, and it was one of the great disasters. He didn't know what he was doing. But I do know what I'm doing. And the seniors are going to be taken care of, and then everybody's going to be taken care of. And it's coming out really fast. So thank you very much. We love you. We love America.
God bless you. He's my favorite president, and we're his favorite people. Actually, he was talking to the seniors there, but that's pretty darn amazing, guys.
Man, I tell you, this is really something spectacular that you're watching. You're watching him simultaneously take down the big pharma, big tech. I mean, the Federal Reserve, I mean, he is literally removing all of the spells, all of this stuff about what's going on with the human body and all the studies and everything that's been done over the last 100 years is largely BS. And this is a very interesting thing he's pointing to, the Regeneron. That's not something that's new. This is something that was actually created back in the late 80s. So it's very interesting that he's bringing attention to this. And it also seems like a lot of their technology revolves around injections as well. So he didn't really say that he took a pill.
Yeah, I
And
think
remember how
it's
everybody
through IV.
laughed at him because he's going to inject bleach and all this different stuff.
Yeah.
So you can tell that this is technology that's been suppressed that he is now putting a laser pointer on.
By the way, 1313 is Patriots Fight. Q.
Oh, it is. That's the post. Yep, I see it.
Yep.
Wow.
And you know what we got earlier, 1313 Shady, right? Pretty interesting.
Yep.
To my favorite people in the world, guys, we will fight for our president, the United States. Serve at the pleasure of the president, my friend.
I mean, do you think that anybody in the middle of the aisle watched the debate last night with Kamala and felt more comfortable with her in a vice president position than Pence? I mean, like, look at the instability that she showed. She did not show traits of leadership. Matter of fact, she didn't show she's grown at all since she did the president run thing. It's like the same person up there. No advancement. They're not bringing anybody over, dude.
No, and we're going to go through a little bit of that too. But, you know, we said combat tactics, Mr. Ryan. Do you guys remember what combat tactics were? It's from Red October. Here we go.
3, 1, 5.
You're heading straight into that torpedo.
Yes.
Doing what? It's turned right into the torpedo's path.
What?
Red October is turned directly into the torpedo's path, sir.
Mother of God.
Torpedo steady bearing 315, range 5,000 yards.
Pelican, more speed.
Negative. You're already running 110%.
And give me 115%.
Estimate range 3,000 yards, closing awfully fast.
He's headed right into the torpedo. What's he trying to do? Kill himself?
Dobson, we have a firing solution on the Russian Alpha. Can we shoot back?
They didn't shoot at us. I can't attack a Soviet submarine without authorization.
Torpedo bearing steady at 315. Best range 900 yards.
Torpedo impact, 20 seconds.
What books?
Pardon me?
What books did you write?
I wrote a biography of Admiral Halsey called The Fighting Sailor about naval combat tactics.
I know this book.
Torpedo impact.
Your conclusions were all wrong, Brian.
10 seconds.
Halsey acted stupidly.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Torpedo impact.
I'll be damned.
What happened?
Combat tactics, Mr. Ryan. By turning into this torpedo, the captain closed the distance before it could arm itself.
Boom. What do you think of that?
Closing the distance.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So that's combat tactics, Mr. Ryan.
And that's what we're doing. We're heading them off at the pass, guys. We are literally stopping their propaganda every time they try to put it out. And we're actually, it seems like we're wearing them down a little bit out there. They don't seem as giddy as they did a year ago.
No, they don't. And this is forecast 432HZ. They do a lot of interesting decodes I like to include now in my threads, just to, give you guys an idea. It's kind of hard to see here on the screen, but it's pretty interesting to kind of go through. Trust Ray, we have it all going down into QPost 37 and 7. Obama ultimately okayed everything. There are two patriots who we will never forget. Let these coming days remembered in our history as the time we fought to recapture the public. Be the Autis, it's about to break. It goes down into a specific day, right? So Huma is over here, 43. So it's a very interesting decode to follow through. Maybe I should actually have forecast 432 on one time to go through one of these decodes. Pretty interesting stuff, Shady.
Yeah, I really do like. I follow him too. I do like his stuff.
Yeah, so go over there and check him out. By the way, did you know there's a song? Shady, come on, everybody. It's the voice of Q, Shady.
That's Dan.
Let's communicate interplanetary hyperspace. Open up your mind. You will answer questions anytime. Feel the gravity moving to a new reality. Open up your mind. You will send your thoughts throughout time. Let's communicate. Let's communicate.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting, eh, guys?
Hey, some of the younger people out there probably don't remember that one.
I don't remember it, and I was,
I remember it.
You do?
I didn't necessarily remember it was called Voice of Q, but I definitely remember hearing it on the radio. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I do.
Not in my neighborhood. I never heard that, and I was
I totally remember it.
Not in my neighborhood, but interesting. So let's check this out.
Maybe
because
you're too old.
Maybe I am.
Okay.
1982. Here we go.
The rising China is a positive development.
Joe Biden has spent his career pushing policies that ship jobs to China.
We know, Joe.
We're not trying to slow down Chinese growth.
And Mark Kelly, after he got back from space, he started selling himself to China. The Chinese try to infiltrate our space business, and Mark Kelly's company got paid. Biden, Kelly, China.
What a beautiful history we wrote together.
NRSC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Pretty interesting.
The rising China is a positive development.
It's a positive development.
I like that we're in an election cycle where we get informative ads from our great POTUS.
Yeah, that was from another place. That was from
Presented this advertising.
Oh, that was okay. I thought it might have been a
that was
campaign.
a pack of some sort, but very interesting.
Either way,
Yeah.
they've been putting out awesome info ads as opposed to just like, oh, vote for me. They're putting out information regarding the history of this guy.
Vote for me. I didn't have a fly on my head. All right. So New York governor, this is the executive order, and it quotes, this executive order shall remain in effect until November 3rd, 2020. Was this ever about the virus? Q.
Facepalm.
Even the New York governor, Shady.
I know.
I mean, here it is. COVID.
You will obey. You will obey.
I'm just trying to find the actual. Here it is. There you go. As modified by prior executive orders, provided, however, for any civil case, such suspension is only effective until November 3rd, 2020. And after such date, any such time limit will no longer be told. And
the coronavirus ends.
Yeah, done. All gone.
Wow. I mean, not only do we get a virus that only gets on Republicans, we got one that'll end on a certain day.
I know. After they
I love the modern world. It's like the Jetsons up in here.
After I can't do it, Jetsons. Here we go. Music can be healing. Q. And I think I'm a little bit out of whack here, but this was interesting, wasn't it? 2 Steps from Hell, Shady.
Yeah.
Freedom Fighters, Invincible. Let's just play a little bit of it. Pretty interesting, huh? Pretty interesting. So music can be healing. Q, do you think that is a frequency, Shady?
I think so.
Trying to let us know that music can be healing.
I think a lot of it too is Q wants us to hold a higher vibration. Let's see, how do we say it? We're all kind of programmed with being ill with one another, and so as like we're on our team and we're kind of separating ourselves from their team, and Matrixxx and I think Q team wants you to not separate yourself like that. We want to heal ourselves, and to heal yourself, you can't downtrodden others.
Right.
So you have to bring yourself up, and you have to let go of your negative feelings. Okay. You're having negative feelings towards the deep state. Don't direct it into feelings, direct it into thought forms, actions. Use your logic to cut through it. Don't let yourself waddle in the misery or get wound up because of your anger. You have to learn to balance that anger. That is what we're doing here. That is what we're learning to play this game. We have to carry balance.
Yeah, we're actually learning to ascend.
That's right.
This is an interesting one. Joe 30330, arbitrary. What is 2020 current year divided by 30330? Symbolism will be their downfall, Shady, and I kind of.
Well, I got my Common Core calculator. Oh wait, no, that looks like a regular calculator. My Common Core calculator didn't do it like this.
No.
What is that?
What is that, dude? Divided by 30330 equals.
They do nothing without the spell.
My battery
and
needs to be charged.
That's why Q pointed to that so early on about the symbolism, because everything for their spell to work, it has to be engineered in a specific way.
My battery needs to be recharged.
Much like the Death to America, which is their slogan up there.
That's right. Look at that. And my battery needs to be recharged. Sorry, I didn't need to get that in there. But yeah, there it is, folks. Pretty interesting, huh? Now, this is another one here. Shady, you want to take 4828?
Do you remember when the media had wall-to-wall live live in fear coverage regarding North Korea? And do you remember when Hawaii accidentally sounded the incoming missile alarm? What happened? North Korea no longer a nuclear threat. Mountain collapse. China seeking North Korea commitment to fire short or long range ballistic missiles pre-election. Q. And this one got me yesterday because we were actually discussing this on the show yesterday, man.
Do you remember?
About what are they going to pull out of their hat? What type of rabbits do they have left?
Right.
And this is very interesting to think that this is how far China would go. And I would just like to remind everyone that every step they're making through this coronavirus and the whole thing, we're watching everything, just like we were watching everything for the Mueller report and the impeachment. Everything has been watched, and I think a lot of this stuff coming out into the greater conversation will be of great benefit for people to see the real China, because isn't the ultimate end goal of this to expose China to the world?
Opening the curtain.
We want the world to see what China is really doing so that there can be ramifications. Otherwise, they will never be held to account.
Right, and I want to just make sure everybody knows that 30330 is what you text for Biden. Joe, you hear Hannity call him Joe 33030.
That's the whenever he first launched his campaign. Remember that we could probably there's a video of him screwing it all up with text Joe at 30303. He kept going like he's on a loop.
Do you remember when they told us that this was a helicopter, Shady?
That is a badass helicopter.
That's one badass helicopter trying to take down the president's plane, huh? How much was McCain, extra E, Institute paid to peddle the Steele dossier? What is going rate of the United States senator to knowingly push false, unverified intel to the FBI? Lend credibility. You know, it was interesting, too, how Kamala was listing all of the deep state
that she was supporting.
Never Trumpers that they were supporting her, right?
Yeah. Calling them all out. I mean,
pretty wild.
I mean, she even made stuff up.
Here's the next one that we got. JD?
Why did Paul Ryan block all subpoena requests by Republican committee chairs? What is the going rate for the Speaker of the House to obstruct a congressional investigations for the purpose of delaying and or eliminating its findings? Protect. Why did Paul Ryan initially refuse to be Speaker? What was coming? Why did Paul Ryan retire at such a young age? Q.
Pretty interesting. And now he's over there at Fox News on the board of directors.
You guys know that? You guys know that Paul Ryan is over there? Yeah. What happened with all of a sudden we got inundated with Donna Brazile and Chris Hines and all these other people? Boy, that came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah, Donna Brazile was on Fox last night. And I guarantee you that she had those questions, Kamala Harris, guaranteed. And all I heard was, thank you, Mr. Vice President. Thank you, Vice President, Mr. Vice President. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Too much truth. Oh, my God. Turn him off. Cut him off.
Yep.
Yeah. Shadow president, shadow government, information warfare, irregular warfare, color revolution, insurgency Q. Now, to that point, remember, Obama is he is on that, what do you call it? The Election Commission. He's an honorary co-chair. So let's talk about that real quick.
Commission.
Yep. And look at this, guys. Let's just take a look at this. Here we go.
Here we go. We're going to take a poll.
Is a great insult to the men and women who serve in law. Is a great insult.
Is a great insult. Is a great insult.
What looks like a transparent fly?
Yeah. Interesting, huh?
Is a great insult to the men and women who serve in law. Is a great insult.
It's a great insult. It really is. And by the way, Fly Will Vote was set up 20 minutes before the fly even showed up on the VP. It was registered from Washington, D.C. Someone knew the fly was going to happen. Some are saying the fly was a drone because of this. I doubt that, but I think it's just a graphics trick. The fly was exactly the same thing. News reports of mass shootings being released before the shooting or Building 7 announced collapse at BBC before they blew it up. Someone knew the fly graphic was going to happen, so they registered that domain. Now, rather than talk about how Pence booted Kamala into the gutter, it's all about the fly.
They mock you.
And guess who exploits the fly? Let's go watch.
Rules. He was blustering through the finish time on all of this stuff. And so if this was a normal debate, his behavior would have been scored very, very poorly. It would have been on the higher end of weird behavior. And not for nothing. I mean, I don't think it's ever a good sign when a fly lands on your head for 2 minutes. You know, that's a sign all through history of sin. And historically, biblically, maybe you wouldn't normally say this after it's only safe to say this, after midnight. But, you know, a fly, he who commands the fly has always been seen historically as the mark of the devil. So I'm not
Steve,
relevant, but having the fly
now as
land
a
on
journalist, now I have to ask for the record: are you joking? Because the fly could have landed on anyone.
Yes, but it didn't. It landed on Mike Pence, and it says something. I don't think karmic about the status of the campaign as it implodes. Look, you have a Fox News poll that has Biden up 10 points. Rasmussen's got Biden up 12. You're looking 12 to 14 points. The numbers are imploding. The campaign is cratering. It's falling apart. And that's the conditions under which Mike Pence had to stand up there.
Look at the weird
lie
picture
to the
here,
country tonight to try to say something, but the American people get what's going on.
Yeah, and I'll just say in my role on the fact check, what Steve Schmidt has said about the numbers is true. What he said about the ultimate moral reckoning of whether the fly connotes evil or devil or Nosferatu is above my pay grade, but I can't confirm it.
Some people are saying historically about the fly.
Steve Schmidt.
Now remember this. He sent among them swarms of flies which devoured them, and the frogs which destroyed them, guys.
They're attempting a reverse spell.
Yeah. And he who does control the
flies
fly
that landed on them were real.
and they controlled the fly. So they are the ones. He even said, whoever controls the fly.
Yep.
Right.
And I would just like to make a little side note about the Lincoln Project. Anybody speaking for, working for, or developing any type of curriculum focused or based around the Lincoln Project are communists. They are communists, and they are infiltrated our system, and they are treasonous in reality.
And let's look at their same logic, and let's look at the fly here, Shady. You guys are the frogs to destroy them. There you have it, Shady. What do you think of that?
I love it.
So, by their own logic, Lincoln Project says you're of Satan, and here is their hero right here with flies.
So we have
over.
a fake fly landing on Pence, which is CGI, and they have the real flies on them, but they don't say that they're Satan when the flies land on them.
Well, they kind of did. I mean, let me see. Let's listen.
Sin, and historically, biblically, that's a sign all through history of sin, and historically, biblically, maybe you wouldn't normally say this after it's only safe to say this, after midnight, but a fly, he who commands the fly has always been seen historically as the mark of the devil. So
there you go. There you go. Thank you, Lincoln Project.
Appreciate the explanation.
Yeah, and then Nancy came out today. Let's watch her pumpkin mask. Here we go.
Just said, do you think it's time to invoke the 25th Amendment? I'll talk to you about that tomorrow. I'll talk to you about it tomorrow. I'm not talking about it today, except to tell you, if you want to talk about that, we'll see you tomorrow. But you take me back to my point. Mr. President, when was the last time you had a negative test before you tested positive? Why is the White House not telling the country that important fact about how this spread into, made a hot spot of the White House? Thank you all very much. Yes, sir.
Pretty wild, huh? And then let's go over here, Shady, because this was a good... Oh, let's listen to the boom of Sidney Powell. Here we go.
Will you come back soon? We want to talk to you some more about what's going on with General Flynn's case. It seems to be in abeyance until after the election. Looks like that, right?
Oh, no, there'll be another little truth bomb coming shortly.
Will you come back soon? We want to talk to you some more about what's going on with General Flynn's case. It seems to be in abeyance until after the election. Looks like that, right?
Coming, right? And I think it came out, right? Is that correct, Shady?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And it's, what is it, more, she wants, if they're doing the D-class of the president, why not do the D-class of, the FBI, DOJ?
Just go ahead and open it all up is what she's kind of asking. And it's interesting how they're sort of setting this up to organically come out.
That's right. That's right. Very, very interesting. So this was the dig that Poussaint did. We all dug on this back in the day, Shady. And this was,
I remember this one.
Yeah, this was Laura Silsby. The mystery spotted over Whidbey Island apparently solved, right? It was a helicopter. It was a missile launch, somebody said, and we pretty much agreed with that assessment with the research that we did. This is Laura Silsby, and if you guys remember who she is she was set up or arrested for possible.
Well, she was caught in Haiti with what they were saying was like a Christian coalition going down there, and there was about 10 or 15 of them that were trying to smuggle 35 Haitian children out right after the earthquake. Yeah. And she actually got caught, and then she was protected by the current or the blockade that was in the FBI and DOJ at the time.
Right, and then we had the drill too, right? For Hawaii, right? The Hawaii missile drill. And that was about the time the president was going over to Singapore.
Yep.
And there's Laura Silsby right there. This is the New Life Refuge. Pretty nice, isn't it? Yeah. Very, very nice. And there she is there. This was a video taken by Linda Rothschild right here. She was with Linda Rothschild.
Mm-hmm.
And that video got taken down. But yeah, so this is something to look at if you guys want to keep going and look at it. But this is, Haiti, and wait till Haiti makes the news, guys. Oh, here it is. This is the helicopter. Look at it. There it is. Very good thread, guys. Shady.
I find it interesting that Q's pointing us back to this right now. Almost makes me think that we're getting ready to have a public disclosure of something that happened, of what it was that was going on that's going to lead us back, giving us a little heads up of maybe the angle that they're coming at with this D-class. I mean, they could go so many different ways. You just really don't know which thing's going to come out first, and that's a big advantage.
Right, and you got the Michael Avenatti tweeting that from a
and it was the Brennan tweet right then too, wasn't it?
Brennan tweet. Yep. Very, very very conspicuous, if you will. But there's so much. So go retweet this thread. Check it out yourself. It's amazing because there's definitely an issue with the Clintons over in Haiti. Just talk to anybody that's a Haitian. Seriously, folks. It's that bad.
And your president is very aware of it. He has been briefed quite extensively that we watched him get briefed in public by the one gentleman who was from Haiti who really came out and told him the truth right there on live TV.
So this
that was on
is
C-SPAN.
Look at this one. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I was checking this out before the show.
Michael for a Steal. And there's an extra E for the McCain Institute. And Michael Ashner, CBL Properties, resignation of Michael Ashner, trustees of the Winthrop Trust, if you will. So here he is here, Paulson and Company, Winthrop Realty. POTUS buys Doral from Michael for a Steal. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Wow. And Shady, this was very interesting find too. Do you want to talk about this? I've actually got a knock at the door. I'll be right back if you want to just talk about this, Shades.
Well, yeah, this was, I kind of just ran across this last night, and it's talking about the holding of Chinese bonds, but this goes back to before the creation of the Federal Reserve. And I found it very interesting. This came out on May 14th of 2020, guys, and it says, as the Trump administration seeks ways to penalize China for its handling of COVID-19, it need look no further than Tennessee. Lewisburg, Tennessee-based American Bondholder Foundation holds $1.6 trillion of a century-old Chinese debt, including interest, dating to before the founding of the Communist People's Republic of China. That it wants the administration's help in redeeming. There is an estimated $6 trillion or more of the debt outstanding worldwide. Bonds issued by the Republic of China, which ousted the imperial government in a coup as far back as 1912, and backed by gold. I found that very interesting that it would have been, of course, backed by gold from that time, and defaulted in or on the 1938, or defaulted on in 1938. The ROC government fled to Taiwan, which I find interesting because Taiwan is really being targeted by China, and says remains the official ruling body after Mao Communist Party took over in 1949. So this kind of caught me sideways, man. I was looking through some stuff last night, ran across this article, and I was like, wow, this is interesting. That connects back to right before the creation of the Fed.
That's right. And look at this, Shady. I mean, the president is a promises made, promises kept, and he said to my face that he was going to do this transaction, do this deal, and hold China accountable. I mean, this would be pretty good, and this would be the leverage that he needs in order to hold China accountable. You know, I was thinking to myself, like, what else do we have over China? Because, just doing deals like what the president is doing, he must have something over their head. The art of the deal, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to imagine, right? I mean, in every transaction, there are angles. Everything, there's, negotiating tactics. It's not necessarily blackmail. It's just the negotiating position.
That's right. So there was something the Prime Minister Thatcher ordered Beijing in 1987 to make good on the bonds owned by the Brits or lose access to the British capital markets. Then Chinese presidents Li Zianing government obliged, reaching a settlement of 23.5 million British pounds by paying some of the bondholders and not others. Beijing is technically in selective default. According to the rating of bond risk Moody's, Standard & Poor's, and Fitch, until China pays, it cannot sell debt on the international market. The U.S. and China normalization relations, 1979, but cables dating back as far as 73, viewed by Fox Business and the State Department, told Beijing that while the debt didn't have to be paid at the time, it would not be forgiven. There have been attempts to litigate pre-Communist Party bonds in the past. So
it's almost like it's almost like the communist regime being instituted in China protected them from having to make good on this debt.
That's right, and it's backed by gold, apparently.
Mm-hmm. All part of the game. It looks like, really, a couple. The part of the coupling game. It even talks about here of the Civil War and the different. This goes back a long time. I don't know. It caught me. It was interesting how I found this.
Yeah, I mean, it's some things are shown to us, right? So this is, saying that's why the 14th Amendment to the U.S., which says neither the United States nor any state shall assume or pay any debt or obligation incurred in aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States. Again,
and that's very relevant today.
I think that's the Trump card.
It really is. I mean, all the people that are guilty of, whatever we're talking about, they're going to say that the Fed's going to try to say we owe them 20-some trillion.
Right.
You don't. Because of that.
Exactly right. I mean, this is amazing. So I'm just kind of looking through this, but I think this is something that America needs to pay their debts. Bianco said China needs to do the same. So I think we've got them over a barrel. And obviously further digging is recommended. And but this article, guys, I think is somewhat of a boom. May 14th,
I think that there is something at play here with the initiation of the move from the move from America to China started in the late 1800s. So it started off the backs of the Civil War. So this has been going on for a long time, and this gives us a bit of a bridge to sort of see, okay, what the hell was going. What I was thinking about doing was going back and seeing if I could find some archive stuff about this in the old New York Times or some of the old papers to see what was going on at that time.
Yeah, definitely
what
worth
we're
the
talking
dig.
about.
And I got it on my thread, guys. If you guys find something, or DM it to us on Twitter, or go ahead and just respond below the tweet if you have Twitter. Very, very interesting. There's got to be something to this, because how does the president have this much traction? And I wonder if this leads to his
considering
dad.
how much was sold. Yeah, considering how much was sold out and how much was gone, it does seem like he has the upper hand at the negotiating table.
That's right. And look at his dad. He was in New York during that time when, Prescott with the Harriman brothers and all of them were financing Nazi Germany to make weapons for China.
Yep.
There's a lot of questions. And, I've always wondered, how did he get that leverage, man? So look at it, 2020 by 666. There you go. Wow. Exactly right. Pretty crazy, huh? That's the Q post that we got so far, Shady, for yesterday. Excuse me. We don't have any yet today. Not yet. But I think we did a pretty good job of covering all those posts. And just stay tuned. I don't know what's happening lately. We need to keep checking our president here. It's going to be a information waterfall, in my opinion, guys.
Yeah, and it was great last night to see Q posting Donald Trump Jr., the president, Scavino, all coming out in support of Mike Pence right as he was in the middle of the debates. Like he was in there fighting it out with her, and then the press team are releasing clips where he got, where he landed a good jab or two. But it really, when you really pull back and you look at this, there's not a logically minded American that thinks that it's a good idea to vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to possibly be the president one day. It's just not out there. Please, everyone, if there's a Joe Biden rally near you, go out there and show your support for President Trump.
If there's a Joe Biden rally, jeez. And by the way, she's a senator in the state that's burning. So. Oh, man, and she's so evil, dude. I'm telling you, I just can't stand looking at her. Look at this. This is awesome. Let's watch this.
President Trump discharged his duty under Article 2 to nominate Judge Barrett to the vacancy on the Supreme Court of the United States. And now we look forward, our entire team leader, working with you, Republicans in the Senate, and we hope Democrats in the Senate as well, as you discharge your duty to advise and consent. We truly do believe that Judge Barrett represents the best of America. We have someone of great character, of great intellect, who has a judicial philosophy that will uphold the Constitution of the United States.
Equal justice
President Trump
under the law, Shady.
That's what we want.
Yes,
we just want to be fair with everyone. We want transparency, and we want to be fair. We don't want the government to be able to hide information that proves you're innocent. And the whole court system that's currently set up the Admiralty Maritime Law Court system does not decide that. What they're deciding is the just collection of revenue. So in the long term here, we got to get our court system back. We've got to pull things back to a common sense republic. And I cannot imagine in this modern day and age, we would have a man leading us in that direction. He's not going to take us there. We have to take ourselves there, but he can lead us.
Yep. Yeah, he's definitely for the people. Let's watch this real quick.
You once again gave a non-answer. Joe Biden gave a non-answer.
Trying to answer you
the
now.
American people deserve a straight answer. And if you haven't figured it out yet, the straight answer is they are going to pack the Supreme Court if they somehow win this election. Men and women, I got to tell you, people across this country, if you cherish our Supreme Court, if you cherish the separation of powers, you need to reject the Biden-Harris ticket. Come November the 3rd, re-elect President Donald Trump, and we'll stand by that separation of powers in a 9-seat Supreme Court.
Yeah, let's pack
You
it.
once
Come
again
on.
gave a non...
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact. Yeah. So this guy just I think decimated her. I'm sorry.
Well, he did. She didn't have anything to come back. You can't substantiate her policy. Everything she kept running. She even talked about the Russia hoax.
Right.
I mean, if you're still pulling out the Russia hoax, you may be losing.
And here's Joe Biden refusing to take out Osama bin Laden.
And we had to make a decision. The president, he went around the table with all the senior people, including the chiefs of staff. And he said, I have to make this decision. What is your opinion? He started with the National Security Advisor, the Secretary of State, and he ended with me. Every single person in that room hedged their bet, except Leon Panetta. Leon said, go. Everyone else said, 49, 51, So it got to me and he said, Joe, what do you think? And I said, I didn't know we had so many economists around the table. I said, we owe the man a direct answer. Mr. President, my suggestion is don't go. We have to do 2 more things to see if he's there. He walked out and said, I'll give you my decision. And we had to make a decision.
Well, huh?
So where did the baritone voice go? He doesn't sound
That was a rough
like
night. That was a rough night of drinking and
it doesn't sound
kids.
anything like that anymore.
And Joe Biden tax plan, in fact, would raise $4 trillion, twice the hike proposed. This is from the Washington Examiner. I mean, we got their number. We got their number, guys. Her outrageous assault on Christianity right here in public square. She's her assault on the Knights of Columbus. Moderator cut off VP Mike Pence while discussing the Knights of Columbus. Shady. And that's what they were referring to.
And also, you had the tweet up about the China censorship, right?
Yeah, I think I have it here somewhere.
I don't know. We didn't talk about that yet, did we?
Not yet, but that's, So when he was talking about the CCP, Shady.
Right.
China cut it off.
They censored it.
Communist China censored Pence when he spoke about the CCP.
You guys see this? That's what they saw whenever your vice president was talking.
That says, a signal, please stand by.
That's happening on Twitter to good Anon.
Right. Pretty wild, huh?
Censorship is the destruction of the republic.
Yeah.
And people need to understand that. I'm seeing so many folks on the left that are like, oh, well, because it's you saying it, then it's okay. And that is really the slippery slope into despotism.
That's right. So that's it. I mean, look at that. I mean, we have an army of digital soldiers. Let's play this. I love this. Let's play this. Ha ha. This is VV on YouTube. V:V.
We have an army of digital soldiers.
What you know, you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world.
themselves over and over and over.
That was awesome. I love that. Just had to play that. Hey, Shady, should we take a poll real quick here? Press 17 if you want me to keep doing my impressions and accents, and press 45 if you don't. Let's take a poll. Let's see what we got.
China is asshole.
Oh, Chinese people never swear asshole, asshole.
Something went wrong.
Because LV doesn't want me to say accent anymore. But looks like you're overruled in this democracy.
They're trying to destroy my democracy.
All right. Thank you, guys. I love you. I love you very much.
Accents can be very dangerous.
Yeah, they can. They really can. Because you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm going to talk bad about China because they are destroying you. They want to kill you, RV. You understand?
Bill, give me your best China impression.
Chinese people never swear, Shady. Asshole. Asshole. I don't know. You can't really do it. By the way, look at Brooklyn this evening, guys. This was last night, guys. Look at this. That's awesome. My God. I'm telling you right now, de Blasio is probably pooping his pants right now.
I mean, man, you have all these different religious communities who kind of don't act politically ever. I mean, the Jewish community coming out in droves in support of your president in New York. We have the Amish putting Trump signs on their carriages in Pennsylvania. I'm not kidding. You can't make that up.
Yeah, Amish for Trump.
Literally happening today in America.
We've got Amish for Trump, Shady.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Now, this is worth remembering. I want to play this again because we need to remember this, folks. After what we've seen and what we've been witnessing with the fake news, this needs to be played again. Here we go.
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself. The establishment has trillions of dollars at stake in this election. For those who control the levers of power in Washington and for the global special interest, they partner with these people that don't have your good in mind. Our campaign represents a true existential threat like they haven't seen before. This is not simply another 4-year election. This is a crossroads in the history of our civilization that will determine whether or not we, the people, reclaim control over our government. The political establishment that is trying to stop us is the same group responsible for our disastrous trade deals, massive illegal immigration, and economic and foreign policies that have bled our country dry. The political establishment has brought about the destruction of our factories and our jobs as they flee to Mexico, China, and other countries all around the world. It's a global power structure that is responsible for the economic decisions that have robbed our working class, stripped our country of its wealth, and put that money into the pockets of a handful of large corporations and political entities. This is a struggle for the survival of our nation. And this will be our last chance to save it. This election will determine whether we're a free nation or whether we have only the illusion of democracy, but are in fact controlled by a small handful of global special interests rigging the system, and our system is rigged. This is reality. You know it, they know it, I know it, and pretty much the whole world knows it. The Clinton machine is at the center of this power structure. We've seen this firsthand in the WikiLeaks documents, in which Hillary Clinton meets in secret with international banks to plot the destruction of U.S. sovereignty in order to enrich these global financial powers, her special interest friends, and her donors. Honestly, she should be locked up. The most powerful weapon deployed by the Clintons is the corporate media, the press. Let's be clear on one thing. The corporate media in our country is no longer involved in journalism. They're a political special interest, no different than any lobbyist or other financial entity with a total political agenda, and the agenda is not for you, it's for themselves. Anyone who challenges their control is deemed a sexist, a racist, a xenophobe. They will lie, and then again, they will do worse than that. They will do whatever's necessary. The Clintons are criminals, remember that. This is well documented. And the establishment that protects them has engaged in a massive cover-up of widespread criminal activity at the State Department and the Clinton Foundation in order to keep the Clintons in power. They knew they would throw every lie they could at me and my family and my loved ones. They knew they would stop at nothing to try to stop me. Nevertheless, I take all of these slings and arrows gladly for you. I take them for our movement so that we can have our country back. I knew this day would arrive. It's only a question of when. And I knew the American people would rise above it and vote for the future they deserve. The only thing that can stop this corrupt machine is you. The only force strong enough to save our country is us. The only people brave enough to vote out this corrupt establishment is you, the American people. Our great civilization has come upon a moment of reckoning. I didn't need to do this, folks, believe me. I built a great company, and I had a wonderful life. I could have enjoyed the fruits and benefit of years of successful business deals and businesses for myself and my family, instead of going through this absolute horror show of lies, deceptions, malicious attacks. Who would have thought? I'm doing it because this country has given me so much, and I feel so strongly that it's my turn to give back to the country that I love. I'm doing this for the people and for the movement, and we will take back this country for you, and we will make America great again.
Boy, you wasn't kidding.
Yeah. We have to make it great again. November 4th, folks. Do not forget. I tell you, that's probably one of my favorite speeches. And tomorrow is Apologize to a Conspiracy Theorist Day. Thank you in advance.
I appreciate the apology.
That tweet actually went off at 4.4 thousand views. Here's the Drudge poll that I took last night, 70%. Let's actually go look at the China report now. It is not secure. They're probably tracking our every move. Trump quits second debate, calls for Obama to be jailed. Piers, he's flaming out. Biden opens up a 9.8% lead. Oh, God. You just can't.
He quit the second debate. What are they talking about?
I don't know.
Because Biden wanted to go virtual and he said no?
Look at Bloomberg. Super spreader.
Oh, my God.
Look at this. These people are sick. These people are sick, guys. I can't find the final poll results. Let me see.
They're hiding them.
Yeah, because they lost.
Yeah, they don't
Bigly.
want. Yeah, exactly.
Bigly. Yep, just can't. I can't find it. Interesting. Man attacked by shark while swimming off Miami Beach. Oh, NFL's virus worsens as China makes them test positive. Oh, I tell you, man, this is the Parscale attacks are so disgusting. You know, I there's something weird there, guys, with the person that she's with, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff going on there that we're not seeing yet. Don't throw Brad under the bus just yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I pray for him, for sure. Let's see, China report. Here's the sick map. They don't have it, but I got a picture of it last night showing that they were losing bigly. Look at that.
Oh, I did a poll on Twitter, and I got 80-20. So that's at least in the wheelhouse.
That's about the same, right? I also did a poll that most people didn't even know that Joe Biden had major brain surgery in '88. He had 2 aneurysm, guys. Here it is. Most people do not know that, you know, they were talking about the health of candidates. Well, what about Joe Biden? And did you know that he had major brain surgery? Most people did not know. 59% did not know, Shady.
Do you see, can you scroll down? Do you see my meme under there? Do they bury it? Oh, it's buried. There it is.
Oh, there he is in 1988. Welcome back.
1988, the man had part of his brain removed. Then again, a few years ago, he had part of his brain removed. And today he runs to be the oldest president in history of your republic.
And his doctor said the only thing that would affect Joe would be his speech patterns. So he should be fine.
Okay, well, that's good. So it means he doesn't think what he's saying. He just can't say the stuff that he's thinking right.
He's got speech pattern issues.
Well, I used to let him rub all my legs, and the boys would come up like roaches and rub their hair and stand up, put blonde in the sun.
It's just insane. Oh, wait, what we're witness, he wants us off Twitter. Please get off Twitter.
No,
not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not in this juncture. Here's your celebrities. So vote for real Donald Trump just because these people are sick. Let's just look at this.
I'm naked.
I'm completely butt-ass naked.
I'm naked. I'm like naked.
There isn't a man behind me. These are my hands.
Why you want me to be naked?
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Ruffalo, put your clothes on.
To be honest, I wish I could cover my hands with my boobs, but here we are.
I'm here to talk to you about voting. Did you know that ballots could be naked?
And if you don't do exactly what I tell you, your ballot could get thrown out.
This is my ballot. Just got it.
First of all, when your ballot comes, you're supposed to read the instructions.
Read and follow the instructions that come with your ballot.
If they say to use a black pen, use a black pen.
I know that's like literally the least sexy thing a completely naked person could say, but I have crumb like can of Pepsi. Is problem?
Number 2.
In some states like Pennsylvania,
there are 2 envelopes you have to stuff your ballot in. Otherwise, it's called a naked ballot.
Naked ballots. And you don't want to have one of those.
Number 3, mail your ballot in as soon as you can.
Don't sit on them. Get those things out ASAP.
Like now. Do it!
Get it in as soon as you can.
I gotta get my ballot to the motherfucking post office. Let's go.
Please vote.
Take your clothes off and vote.
Vote, vote, vote. Everyone's voice matters in this election. Please vote.
America needs you.
They thought you'd follow the stars, guys.
OMG, they're telling people to go to the polls naked.
Right, and breaking, 39 countries condemn China over policies in Xinjiang, Hong Kong, guys. Xinjiang and Hong Kong. What about that? China is starting to look bad, folks. Chinese communist state media said we have and our media agrees that we have the worst Secretary of State with only 3 months left. China state media chief says so. China says they don't like Pompeo, and so does our media.
I like him.
1 + 1 = 2, no?
I agree. Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That's right. That's right. And let's be very clear, Comey, Brennan, and Rice do not want transparency. They are afraid of it, from Richard Grinnell. Here's the Technofrog. Let's go check Technofrog right now. This was 21 hours ago. This is the Logan Act. No reasonable prosecutor, uphill battle. Other transition teams, first time to use it. So this is Flynn evidence, guys. Trying to get them for Logan Act, folks.
Biden's idea.
Yep. Here we see the dubious Russia blackmail theory emerge. Notable that there's no discussion of materiality. Also, concessions that we left Flynn position, not correct record because we didn't confront him. All in Brennan's handwriting, folks.
Nobody gets the benefit of the doubt on the Trump campaign, and everybody gets the benefit of the doubt on the Hillary campaign.
That's right. Hey, Shady.
They don't even have to swear in.
Take it for a second. I got to grab this.
But then again, General Flynn has to be. They assume just because General Flynn is talking to them that he's under ooth. But everybody that came in for Hillary that went to testify.
Are you a bot? Are you a bot?
So would you like
Hello?
to hear your options about getting back under coverage?
Sorry, Shady. I got a bot call.
A bot call?
A bot call.
Put her on.
My warranty, even though I have I don't have a warranty issue. Anyways, yeah. So Shady, I didn't mean to interrupt. This is interesting, right? I mean, this is all black and white. Here's Kleinsmith right here. He pled guilty already.
11-3 marker.
Yeah. Shady. Wow. I mean, guys. So we got it all. It just the hammer's going to drop. So I think we're going to be busy. This is going to be a very interesting October, folks.
Yeah, it is. And we're getting ready to go meet some patriots, aren't we?
Yep. We're going to head out to Jekyll Island, Florida, guys.
And who's going to join us? Are we going to have some patriots join us in Georgia? Poussaint's going to be there.
Poussaint's going to be there. Anybody else going to be in Jekyll Island? In fact, let's bring that up here real quick.
Let's play our promo.
Yeah. In fact, if you guys want to even watch the, what is it? Let me see if I posted it here too. Yeah, here it is. Here we go. Go to the Red Pill Expo.
October 10th and 11th, 2020. The scene of the crime, Jekyll Island, Georgia.
Because you know something is wrong, helping truth seekers understand how the world really works.
You can register to go there live, or you can register to watch the live stream.
Go to redpillexpo.org/RPE/Peterson, PEDERSEN. And who's going to be there? G. Edward Griffin, the author of The Creature from Jekyll Island.
David Icke, live and interactive from London to answer questions.
Mickey Willis from the documentary Plandemic.
Del Bigtree, producer of the movie Vaxxed.
Andrew Coffin, pandemic fraud runs deeper than you think.
Bradford Weeks, medical doctor, hydroxychloroquine, and the other treatments for COVID-19.
Cynthia McKinney, Carrie Rivera, Sheriff Mack, the constitutional sheriff, and more, guys. You do not want to miss this. Register or attend live stream, or in person. Red Pill Expo. See you there.
See you there.
Yeah. That's going to be fun, guys. So I hope to see some people there.
I hope to see some of you guys there too. And if you would, please, if you can't attend, but you would like to pick up on the live stream, just use that promo code as well, because they give us a little bit of credit for the people that we bring to the stream.
That's right. Shady, here we go.
Hoping to see a lot of people there. If you guys are coming down, we can't wait to meet up with you and hang out for a little bit over the weekend. We're going to be heading out there and Saturday and Sunday, guys. Did we get the right link, Matrixx? Where'd you go?
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the link because that's the wrong one. Poussant, delete that if you could. Remove.
Oh yeah, there it is. Now you got it. Okay, I see you.
Yep, they couldn't find it, I guess. But there it is. Sign up and attend live. redpillexpo.org/RPE/Peterson.
And I'm looking forward to going and doing a little. Are they going to let me bring my shovel?
Yeah, because we're going to do some digging. By the way, a lot of people there are actually, the residents are French. Very interesting to note. So we will dig in a little further there. And now join us, guys. We're going to head over to our friends over here called Black, White, No Difference. We're going to go over there, and they've got just a 9 or 10 minute video, guys. Get over there. Let's jump over there and say Matrixxx and Shady sent you. So with that, we'll see you maybe next Tuesday, or we might do a stream from the show, folks. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell. That way you're notified when we go on. And if you're on Twitter, make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications for Matrixxx in the Matrixxx with 3 X's or and that's CRSHR. Yeah, thank you.
Also, next week we will be in Arizona at the Patriot Party Rocks and the QCon. So we got a little bit of a hectic schedule, but we're looking so forward to getting out there and meeting all of you.
That's right. Get over there to Black, White, No Difference. I'm going to head over there now, Shady. Make sure you tell them Shady and Matrixxx sent you. And
Much
with that,
love, guys.
We'll catch you later, brother. Much love, everybody.